Hello world, my name is Mr. Marvin Shabito Rishadu Adeyemi, the CEO of Mafi Tech Expert. I'll be taking you on Bootstrap 5.2.1. So, what is Bootstrap's all about? Bootstrap is the world's most popular framework for building responsive mobile-first sites with JavaScript, deliver, and a template starter page. So, Bootstrap is a framework for CSS. So, we're using this framework to achieve all what we'll be doing in this course. So, maybe in some cases, we may likely use CSS for modification. So, let's go further. Who are this course is really designed for? So, this course is designed for people who know nothing about bootstraps. It's also designed for people who have known lower version of Bootstrap, such as Bootstrap 2, 3, 4. So we're dealing with Bootstrap 5.2.1 for the purpose of this course. So it's also designed for people who have knowledge on HTML and CSS. So these are the people which Bootstrap or this particular course is being designed for. So we'll be looking what the course is about. So let's take a look of it. So we have the course consists of 4 front end projects. Second, all code includes samples and complete projects, files, already HTML build block, layout for the sandbox. So how to install Bootstrap on our system? So we have two methods of installing Bootstrap in this course. The first one, we'll be adding the CDN to your HTML header tag. So the other one will be downloading the file direct from Bootstrap and including it into our project. But for the purpose of this course, I will teach you both, but we will apply this number one, which is the CDN, as we start designing our page. So we have some utilities that we'll be using or we'll be looking at in this course. First utility is the grid system. Second, the text and the typography. Third, the positioning, spacing, sizing, alignment, color, images, responsive utilities, and shadows. So there are also CSS components which we will deal with as we move along on this course. The first component is the form and input group, the cards, alerts, progress bar, list group, tables, badges, off canvas, spinner border, pagination, navbar and menus, and placeholder. And the last and not the least of this Bootstrap, what we'll be looking at, we'll look at the JavaScript widget. So the first JavaScript widget we will look at is the carousel slider, while the second one is the collapsible accordion, the modals, tooltips, popovers, and finally the scroll bar. So these are the JavaScript widgets which we'll be looking at on this course. So see you as we proceed. Hello guys, in this course we'll be taking a look of 4 different projects as we proceed on this course. So our first project will be the bicycle project, which is the page we are now. It's a single page applications which is known as SPA. So let's take overview of this single page application which is designed based on a bicycle company. So you can see our nav bar here with a border button at the nav bar. So let's view it. You can see the service section. The service section, it is designed with the Bootstrap card because this is a Bootstrap course. So you can see it. See our gallery. This gallery we also use what we call a plugin known as a data light bus. So let's proceed. We have the author page. You can see the author, and finally the contact. You can see the contact us page because it is a single page application. So let's click it. We'll use a scroll bar also. This is the home. You can see it's active. Service. You can see the scroll bar. You can see check the vertical scroll bar here. You see how it will scroll smoothly. So let's go to the gallery. You can see the gallery. So let's scroll up again. The about page, and finally the contact page. So now let's check the responsiveness of this particular page. So let's check the responsiveness because that is why Bootstrap is awesome. So let's check the responsiveness. You can see how responsive it is. So let's scroll down. You can see this is the navbar toggler. You can see everything here. You can see how responsive it is. So this is what I will be teaching you as we code along in this course. You can see that the page is highly responsive. So that is what Bootstrap is known about. So this is our first project. So the second project in this course, we'll be teaching you about the gallery. The gallery. This is the gallery, the home page of the gallery. You can see the gallery has 3-page applications. It's a 3 pages application website. So you can see our logo here, and you can also see in the logo, you can see the home page, the gallery page with also data light bus, and the registration you can see. So let's check, and again I forget, we use first awesome to achieve this. So to have your icon here, we use first awesome to have this icon here. So let's check the responsiveness also. Right click and click inspect. So let's go, let's minimize it, let's resize it. You can see how awesome it is. So let's click our toggler. Let's go to gallery. You can see it's responsive. So I'll be teaching you this along as we code along so that you will know how I achieve this for the purpose of this course. So if we click any of this now, let's click YouTube. You can see it loads. You can see the YouTube. So let's something wrong there. So let's click Facebook. You can see Facebook page load. You can see Facebook load direct. So we can close it. So we can click Twitter. You can see Twitter also load. So I don't know what is wrong with YouTube, why YouTube did not load. So this is the second project that we'll be creating as we code along in this course. While the third one is the dashboard. Teach you how to create a dashboard. So you can see this dashboard now. We have the database here. We have the comment section. This is the comment section. Let's close. You can see it. This is the dashboard. You can see the comment section. You can delete it. You can see it's JavaScript. So you can reset it again to load back. So this is what we call off canvas. Use off canvas to achieve this. So you can see the alert here. Use alert to have this. So we dismiss it. So it come by, you can see we can delete and bring it back. So the customer table, this is the customer table. We have the delete user. So you can also delete. You can see I created awesomely for you. Use JavaScript to achieve the Bootstrap to achieve this. So we set it, it will come back. So you can also have this our profile. So this is our profile. Then go to the home page. So this is the database dashboard that contains everything you can see. So I will also teach you on how to achieve this. So let's check the responsiveness of this particular site. So let's check it out. You can see it's highly responsive. You can see it's highly responsive. So if you click the dashboard now, take this, click it off, you can see it's responsive. So let's close it. So let's check the last but not the least, which is the sales. This is the sales, the last and not the least of the project. You can see in this particular project now we have what we call the carousel. We have the carousel. So this is the carousel slider. So this is our course, what we'll be selling. You can see After Effects, Bootstrap, as the case may be. So let's move on to the next one. About. This is our about page. So you can see our image here. So let's go and see the sign up. So this is the sign up here. You can sign up here. So when you sign up, you can just enter your dummy email. Let's say you type dummy at yahoo.com. Then you now say dummy password. Then just click login. You can see you have login because you sign up first. So when you log in with your email and password, so it will take you here. So then you can now log out to take you to the home page. So that you have the idea how you can build a real world site and apply all the prerequisites with it. So let's check the responsiveness of this site. You can see it's highly responsive. Let's go. You can see it's highly responsive. You can see the toggler, Nava toggler. You can see the sign up. You can see it's highly responsive. So let's click toggler again. About. You can see highly responsive. So let's take it back. Let's close it. You can see how awesome this site. So this is the 4 projects that we'll be covering as we journey in this course. So see you there. Welcome to our Bootstrap sandbox. So we'll be dealing with Bootstrap classes in this our sandbox. So without further ado, let's start applying our Bootstrap class to the HTML element. So let's start coding. So we apply the class of heading 1, class of heading 2, class of heading 3, class of heading 4, class of heading 5, class heading 6. So you can see the effect. So let's move on to the display class. So apply our display class. You can see the effect. So this class is what you will be applying to your HTML element, so as it suits your UI applications. You can see this display 3. You can see the effect. You can see the effect of the display class. Display class. See the effect of the display class. Class already. You can see display 4. So always be careful when you're applying the class so that you won't make any mere blunder of typographical error, so that what you intend to display on the screen will be displaying otherwise. So ensure that you type the appropriate class name. So you can see the display here, display 1, 2. So we didn't correct, let's correct this 5 and 6. So you can see display 1 to 6. So let's go down. So this is paragraph. We apply the class of text centered. You can see centralize. So you can see this text decoration, class of text decoration, underline. You can see it's underline. Let's go down. Class of text decoration, line 2. Check it out. You can see that is the del in the HTML. That is the del element. So in the Bootstrap, we have what we call text decoration line 2. So let's apply the mark. You can see the mark here. You can see the danger color. So in the HTML tag, it will give you a warning sign, which is the orange color. So let's apply here class of small. So let's check it out. You can see the text small. So let's move on. So in this, we apply the class of lead. Class of lead. You can see lead. So you can now say text motor. You can see it gray out. You can see the effects. So here we have what we call class of text mono space. You can see the effect. Here we can now apply class of text font weight. bold, class of font weight normal. So let's copy it and apply other form and see. So we can now say font weight border, border. You can see. So let's move on. The next one we'll be dealing with now, we have what we call the transformation. It's a class of text lowercase. Want to make the text lowercase by small letter. Now have class of text uppercase. You want to make them upper like capital letter. Then we have a class of text capitalize. So you can see capitalize, lowercase, uppercase, and capitalize. So let's move on. Excuse me. So now we have the block quotes, class of block quotes. You can see the block quote effects. Then we have class of block quotes. So we have block quotes. So say class of block quotes. Okay, here we say block quote and text align. So let's text align. Let's say end. Cool. You can see align right. So here class of block quotes. We now have here we now say class block quotes footer. See, it's working. So let's move on. I will have here, you can see the many tests here. So when I see class of test truncate, you can see the test has been truncate. So the next we'll be dealing with now, we have the list. So we have a class of list on styled. So you can see the list has been styled. Then we have a class of lists inline. Then we have a class of lists inline item. So we can copy it, copy the class and apply it to the list elements. So this section, as you can see, is now inline. So I think this is the end of our typography. So is the typography, basic typography in the Bootstrap. So we'll end the class here. So I will see you in the next section. Welcome back. So in this class we start learning the text alignment in the Bootstrap. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start applying our class. I will call test, use test end. As you can see, align to the end. So let's go down. You can see it here, test alignment. Test alignment as a test class of test start. That is by default. I have what we call class test center. You can see centralize. And class of to the right, we now use test head just as we did from the beginning. can see. So let's go and see. You can see this responsive alignment. So we say class of test sm. You can see small or large and sm. The alignment, say right, give it end. You can see a small or larger screen. So say test md. I see the medium and so class test edge and so the extra large have test extra large end. So that is responsiveness. So we have this again, the left side. You can say class test, sm start. So as we did from the right side, so we also use that method from the left side. So if you want to apply the responsiveness to the left side, you will use what we call the test the responsive, either medium, small or larger, extra large, then start from the left side, while end start from the right side. So don't forget, so that you will not miss it. So the end means right, while the left means start. So as you can see, so we also have the responsiveness for the center. Class test md center class test edge center class test extra large center. So let's go. You can see it here. Let's go. We have the vertical alignment. So can I say test baseline? Here's a class of test top, class of test bottom, so I use class, say align middle. You can see. So here you can say class align top, class test button. So let's go. I see it here. So let's go. We have what we call turn block to inline element. So you can see the HTML element, which is the H1, is a block element. So we want to convert it to inline element. We now use class of the inline. So for us to know, let's use back bg danger to see if it can say it's an inline element, because inline element is fit in the contents of that particular element. So let's use the class for bg first here, so that we will see it that is a block element before, then after this before, so after now say the inline. So it's now inline, and you can see now they are now side by side. It's no longer an inline element, my block element. So we want to turn the inline to block now. You can see, let's apply the class. You can see the class of bg warning. Let's use warning here. You can see it's an inline element because the contents fit into the element. So how do we convert it? We now say the block. So it's now become a block element. You can see it has fit into the width of the viewport of our screen. So let's go. You can see here again, you can see the inline block. So let's add a class of bg here, bg info. So you can see the bg info, you can see the element, you can see the block element, and this is inline element. You can see the block element, this stand on its own. So let's change the LO, let's convert it to inline block. Now say let's convert it to the inline block. You can see now, you can see they are now side by side. It's now an inline block element. You can see this is inline as move with the LO. So it's now an inline element. So let's apply same to the other bg dark. So let's change the text to white so that we'll see the content. So it's the same thing here. We now change the class. So we'll change it to D inline. Excuse me. Let's close this. I'll change it to D inline block. You can see they are now side by side. So this is our test alignment display in the Bootstrap. So as we continue coding, we will learn more about the Bootstrap in this course. So see you in the next lesson. This lesson we will start learning the float position in our Bootstrap class. So let's start with our coding. So float, you can see float left. So we use the class of float start, and see. So have class of float end, you can see, and class of float no. So we have what we call responsive floats, just as we did in the test. So we call it class float sm and class of float md and class of float edg and class of float extra large end. So we now have the left side, which is class of float sm start, class float md start, class of float ag start, class of float extra large start. Then we now have class of float sm now, class of float md now, class of float edg no, and class of float extra large no. So let's view the screen and see it properly. You can see at the full screen, you can see they are floats now. You can see at the medium screen. So you can see it now. You can see there's none here, there's none here because of the responsiveness. You can see they are back. So that is the float, responsive float. Then let's talk about the float and the clearfish. So let's add a class here, class of bg warning. Let's check it out. Scroll to see it. You can see bg warning have float left, float right, but by default there is a button. So button is an inline element. So let's float it now. Class of float start, which is by default at the left side. Excuse me. Float end. You can see the background color, which is the warning, has collapsed because the parent element, which is the class of bg warning, has collapsed because it loses its height since the child element, the button left and button right, is now floating. It's no longer in the floor of our viewport. So in order to make it gain its height back, so we have to apply a class called clear face. You can see it's back. You can see the background has retained its height back, so we can have the float left and float right. So to get an awesome button, you can say btn success to have a good btn. So let's say btn info. You can see good bit here. So now let's move on. Let's has it save class of fees top. You can say class fees top. You can see that's fees top. So for us to see it properly, let's add the bg of bg dark or bg light. Let's use the bg light. Bg light is not properly seen, so let's say dark. And see test white to see the content. You can see it as feed stop. You can see it's no longer moving, so it's feed stop now. So let's go to this test now. We can just apply the class of, remember, lead. Good. So the next we'll be doing apply nice feed sticky. Call it class of sticky top. Class of sticky top. So let's add a background to it. bg info. I will see properly. So we will not see it now. So let's the sticky top. Let's comment this top so that we will see it properly. Let's comment this so that we see the sticky top. You can see it can stick to the top. It can stick to the top. So let's uncomment this now. Good. See the function of sticky top. So let's move on. Let's apply the last but not the least. So we can just go straight to the fees button. So this is the class, the last class. I say fees button. So let's apply a class of secondary. You can see it will fees button, it will not move. You can see. So this is where we end this class of our float positioning. So I will see you in our next class. In this class, we'll be talking about text color. So without wasting more time, so let's start entering our class. So excuse me, tests. I want to call test primary. Check, you can see the preview. Class of test secondary. Class test success. Class test info. Class test warning. So class test danger. Test danger. Class test light. Class test dark. And see the preview. I will now have class test white. Class test muted. test method, you can see it. So class test rack and 50%. Class test right 50%. So I like that. So that is for the text color. So let's go to the link. So you can just say class test primary. So remember to remove the underline. You can say in the link. To remove, you can just say test decoration constraints to none. You can see it's no longer there. So class test secondary class test success class test info class test warning, excuse me, class test danger, class test light, class test dark, class test muted, class test white. Cool. So if you want to remove the background, just as I told you earlier, you can say test the underline me, test decoration, you set it to none. That is on the muted. On the white. Okay, you can see. So I am not seeing it because it's white color. So this is the background. Let's add the background now. As a class BG primary class of BG secondary excuse me BG success class of BG info class of BG money class of excuse me BG danger class of BG light class of BG that class of BG white and class of BG transparent. BG transparent. Let's go down. You can see you can add a class here, class of invisible. You can see the yellow disappear. If you add class of visible, it will appear. Invisible, disappear. So this is where we end this course. See you in the next lesson. So we'll be talking about margin in this course. So let's start applying our margin to our elements. So we'll start with the margin button. So margin button, which is MB, start with 0. Margin button 1. Margin button 2. Margin button 3. Margin button 4. And margin button 5. You can see the difference: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go down. So we're applying the margin top here. Margin top 0. Margin top 1. Margin top 2. Margin top 3. Margin top 4. Margin top now have 5. You can see the difference between the margins. So this margin 5, not 4. You can see the margins now. So now have what we call margin left and margin right. So how do we apply this? Remember, it's not left, we call it margin start and margin end. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's check it out. This is what we'll be applying: the margin right. The first one is the margin right. Now say margin S stands for margin E. The ME stand for margin end, while MS stand for margin start. So margin start, applying 5 to it. Now say 5. So you can see. Then the other one here, now say margin. Okay, this is margin right. The right will be margin ME, while here will be MS. So 3 at the left, 5 at the right. You can see 5 and 3. So MS, which is horizontal, which is left, right. So nice. Applied what we call MS. You can apply anything. Say 5, apply 5. You can see left and right, 5. So let's go. So know how to apply the margin to the elements. So we now have top and bottom, which is margin Y, which is the Y axis. So let's apply it to it. So you can see here, say margin Y, which is top and bottom. So we should apply the margin, should be 5, top and bottom 5. You can see top and bottom here. So let's go. So we now have blank all side. So we now say all side, we should apply margin. Now just say margin 5. That is applied to the 4 sides, which is top, bottom, left, and right. So let's deal with the padding now. So this is the padding. When I say padding 0. Padding is the space between the content. The space, the top, left, right, bottom, so of that particular element. So the space between content, that is the space between the border top and the border bottom. So call it padding at the bottom. So sorry, at the bottom. I say padding bottom -1. Checking the effect there. Padding bottom -2. Padding bottom -3. Padding bottom -4. Padding bottom -5. You can see the padding now. See bottom, bottom, bottom. So let's go to padding top now. Padding top -0. Padding top -1. Padding top -2. Padding top -3. Padding top -4. Padding top -5. So you can also have a contextual padding. Padding top, this padding top, not padding top. So you can also have a contextual padding, where is responsive padding, where you will apply padding SM5, which has the smaller screen. So you can apply to it. When you have the smaller screen, the padding will apply. So let's just take this way. So let's go on. I have padding left and right, as we have done in the earlier cases. So you can now say padding. In the earlier case, padding left. So remember, the left is the S. Now apply the left as padding. So padding left and right. So if it is padding left and right, you can now say X. So you now see padding. Okay, say padding right and padding left. We have two elements there. Okay, so we start here. So the first one is padding right. We now have padding right, which is PE. Padding right, PE. We have say 5 PS. We have 3. You can see the padding here. So padding end, padding right, the end, padding start is padding left. So you can see. So which of the element are we dealing with? This is the element. So let's go on. We now have here, we also have here padding S. So this is the padding S here. So padding X. So we shall apply left and right. Have 5. You can see it has applied. You can see it has applied. You can see, don't forget the P, PS, and the P. You can see the PS, you can see the P. So let's move on. So here we have the other one. So the padding y-axis apply for both sides. 5, you can see top and bottom. So let's go on top and bottom. Then here we now have outside. Let's say 5. You can see the outside. You can now see top, right, bottom, left. So same thing here. So here you can just type. You can now apply a class here. You can just say test center. So you can see center the test. So we'll drop our class here. So see you in the next lesson. In this class, we'll be dealing with the Bootstrap sandbox, and what we are going to be dealing with, we're going to be dealing with the width and height of elements in this particular sandbox class. So let's get started. So this is our width class. We'll apply the width class now. We say W stand for the width. So the first one is 25%. So you can see 25%. So width is 50%. You can see it. Width 75. Width 100. You can see, and width auto. So by default, so move straight to the height now. You can see the first one is 25%. You can now say age 25. You can see you will not see it now because the parent element does not have a specific height. So let's give it a specific height now with our style. You can say height. Let's give it a 50 well. You can see. So 50 wen is too much. So let's reduce it to 20 wen. Cool. So that we can see it properly, let's add a border. This is not Bootstrap, this is CSS. So you can see the height now. So let's move to the second element, which is the 50. You can now give it the height of 50. You can see this is the Bootstrap now, 75. Height of 100. See it clearly now. Height of auto. And see, the auto is the default. So that is just it about the height. So move straight to the border now. This is the border. Let's go straight to the border. So the first one here we have our border here, which is the regular. So border. Okay, this is our border. Okay, the regular now. So you can see border. You can see the border as applied. So you have border there. Then you have border top. And see we apply it now. Apply the regular as a border. Border top. So border, let's remove this, just the get border top. You can see border top. So no need to put the border top. So that's a border right. You can see. Remember, it's not border right. It's called border end. So you can can see it now, border end. So let's have the other one, border start. So now you can see we cannot see the border clearly. In order to make the border clear, you can add the border. You can see border 3. So let me add the border. We have border 1 to 5. So that you can see the border very well. You can see how solid it is. So that you see what we are doing. You can see border start, border end, border bottom. So I have border bottom. You can see border top. So you now have that border. Paste it. You can see this border, normal border top, border bottom, border end, and border start. So that's how to apply border to our element. So we now have border with color. So we can now start adding our border primary. You can see that's a border second success. Okay, so in this case you have to cut the border first before applying the border. So secondary here, border secondary. So you have to cut the border first before applying the border color to it. If not, let's say it's just a border info. You can see it did not appear, nothing appears, so you have to cut the border first. So before the contextual color will apply to it. So now border money, border danger, border right, border dark, and have border white. You can see how awesome it is. So this how to apply the border. So let's apply the border radius now. So we have border rounded. You can see all the four corners of the rectangle now is rounded. So to see it well, you can say you can apply the third level of border, which is border 5, so that we see it properly. You can see the radius is rounded now. So here we now see now add the border 5, border see rounded top. You can see the top radius is rounded. Border 5, border rounded here. Check it at the bottom. You can see the bottom is rounded. border 5, rounded end. So cut the border first. Forget to do that. You can see border end, border 5, border rounded start. You can see it here. And I got border 5. Now go to rounded cycle. You can see rounded cycle because it's rounded. So let's go down. So here we now have what we call this one. We just have, I just say border, I say border 0. I see no border. It's no border. I see remove the border. That is border 0. So these are the sizing in this bootstrap. So I've come to the end of this class. I will see you in the next lesson. In this class, we'll be dealing with the breakpoint of our bootstrap. So without further ado, let's get started. So what do we understand by breakpoint? So you can see, say the mass width, we have the SM applied to the these extra small devices, portraits, phones less than 7576 pixel, which is the median query which we apply to this particular screen. So let's enter it now. As a mass width, we are dealing with the mass width now. Mass width. So we now had the median query of 576 pixel. So then we now attach what we call the body. The body, we select the body, background. So the background here, what we apply to the background here, you can just say, let's call it red. So let's do it now. You can see the width here now. If you look at it now, let me expand it. Look at it. The width here is more than 57 pixel. You can see it now. It applies when it is less than the pixel, that is the viewport. The mass width, the maximum width is from 756 pixel downward. It will apply. When it is above, it will not apply. When it is downward, it will apply. So let's apply the same application to this mass width. The mass width here is 768 pixel. Select the body, background, say yellow. Good. You can see. So mass width yellow. So increase this. You can see why it's not applying is that we say from this particular pixel downward, which means this one is inclusive. So that is why you cannot see it now. Before you can see it, so let's comment this. If we comment this now, we see if we comment this, we don't need to comment this. Then let's apply this. Let's take this one upward and this one. Let's take this upward, this particular one upward. We'll see how it works. Let's take it upward. So let's see the application. So you can see now, you can see the yellow as applied. You can see the red now. You can see yellow. You can see red. When you get to from, so you can see yellow, red. Red is small. When you get bigger, yellow. So let's apply it to this again. Mask width of 992 pixel. Body background, you can see black. So for it to work properly, what we need to do here, we have to copy here again, take it to the top, so that take it to the top, so from up to downward. So if we start to do it now, you can see it will change to black now when you get to that 7 plus. You can see. So let's go back. So let's copy. This one is let's copy here. Let's copy here. This one is. Let's copy this. Let's take it upward. Paste. Mass width of 1200 pixel. Select the body, background, can I say blue? So let's do it now. When you get to 1200, you say blue, black. From black 1200, you get blue. You can see desktop. So the last but not the least, so let's copy the last not the least, which is this. So mass width is 1400 pixel. 200 body, background, you can now say color. Color, good. So let's view it now. You can see color 1400, 1200, 9, 7, 5. You can see this is the viewport. So you do your viewport, that's how it applies. So let's deal with the viewport for the let's comment all this. The viewport for the mean width. Viewport for the mean width. Let's comment this so that it will not interfere with the mean width. So this is the mass width. So So this is the new width now. So new width, that's new width. Now 576 pixel body background. That's a red. New width. New width. This is the main width now, 7 pixel body background. That's a red. So what is the meaning? Where is the error coming from? Let's check it out. So we have that error. That's where the error is coming from. So new width, you can see the red has applied. So let's scroll down. New width 768 pixel body background yellow. So check it out. You can see it's applying. So here we now have new width 992 pixel body background black. So let's check it out. When you get to 9 pixel, 900 pixel, see black. You can see black. See new width and minimum width. New width, minimum width of 1200 pixel. Light. Let's check it out at 1200 light green. So new width 1400 pixel body background. I have Cora. Let's check it out now. You can see because the screen, you can see the screen, which means the screen is now mine because I have a smaller device screen. It's not up to 1400. So that's why you're not seeing. So let me limit it now and see what to imply. Let's limit it to 1300. So we'll change it to 1300. So change it to 1300 and see if what you apply, can see it has applied because my screen is not on. The laptop I'm using is not up to 1400. You can see 1300 apply. You can see at 1200 at 992 7 can see 5. So and this is the default. So this is how to apply our breakpoint, our median query. So when we are coding, so if you want to make sure that your website will appear in a mobile device, so as you can see here, you can see mobile device, laptop, you can see the mobile device here, you can see small device, laptop, phones, you can see, and upward you can see. So you use the median query to apply that particular element to it. So see you in the next lesson. In this class, we will start building our Bootstrap class by dealing with the button class. So without further ado, let's get started. So we start with the class of btn primary, class of btn secondary, class of btn success, class of btn info, class of btn warning, class btn danger. Apply the class btn light. Ensure that before calling the class of btn danger, class dark, primary, as the case may be, ensure you first of all call the class of btn first before calling the color. If you did not apply the btn first before the btn dark or any of the color you choose, as the case may be, it will not appear on your screen. So ensure the btn class is called first. So these are the btn class. So let's move on. You have the btn tag type. So here we can just call it btn primary. So all these are the type of classes of btn type. btn danger. So this link, let's apply btn link. You can see. So let's move on. Here we have the submit btn info, and then finally the reset button. btn dark. You can see. So let's move to the outline, btn outline, class of btn outline primary, class of btn outline secondary. Have the class of btn outline success, class of btn outline info, class of btn outline warning, class of btn outline danger, of class btn outline light. Scroll, let's see. The last one is class of btn outline dark. You can see all the outline. Okay, we have the outline for here primary. I think we jump it, so let's sort it out. We have btn. Okay, btn did not display very well here. Cool. So that is the problem. I've solved that. So we have the btn size here. You can see, can have it here. You can see btn edge. You can see. Then you can now have btn primary. To have, you can see large. So let's have it here. Have btn class of btn sm. So we can now have, the btn warning at the side. You can see small btn and large btn. So let's go. Here we have the block btn. How to apply the block btn? We can apply a div here. Let's apply a div here. Let's copy the button. So let's copy the button inside. So we can apply a class here. You can see display grid. You can see display grid. You can see the block, current block elements. So that is how you can do that. You can now apply a class of btn success. You can see just display grid, it will become a block element. So let's go up and see the state. You can see the state of btn here. So the first state is regular. So let's apply the class of btn dark. Then we have the active states. So class of btn warning. You can have active. So it's active. Then here we can have a class of btn info. Then we can now have disable. You can see it's disabled. Then here we can now have the toggle state. You can now say class of btn danger. So you can now say databs toggle. You can say button. You can see database toggle button. So that is it. So it's dark now. You can see dark. So that is for the btn. So let's move on. There's a class of btn group. You can see the btn is group now. Then you can now have a class of btn primary, class of btn money, class of btn danger. You can see the first one we can have first btn. Now we can now have a class of active. Cool. So let's go. So btn toolbar can have a class of btn toolbar. Cool. Now it's a class of btn group. It's a class of btn primary, class of btn primary, class of btn primary, class of btn primary. Cool. Then here we have a class. Apply the class of btn group. So we can use another contextual color here and say btn money, class of btn money, class of btn money. The last one, btn group, and I add a class of btn info. Cool. So let's proceed. Is the btn. So we have a vertical btn. You can also add a class of btn vertical, btn group vertical. This is vertical now. Class of btn info, class of btn info, class btn danger. You can add any of it to it. You can see. So here you can now have a class of active if you wish. Cool. So let's go down. Let's go to drop down. So class of drop down. Then you can have a class of drop down toggle. You can have the database toggle. drop down. Then here we can have a class of drop down menu, then class of drop down item. So let's copy the item class and paste it for the remaining anchor tag. So save changes. So you can see the drop down. So let's beautify the btn here so that we have a fine btn. Then apply a class of btn info. Cool. You can see the drop down. Excellent. So let's go. So I have a lot to cover. So that is our drop down. So here we can have a class of drop down and btn group. Then we can have a class of btn primary, class of btn primary. Let's have the 1 and 2 class of btn primary. So this is the button drop down. Then here we can now have a class of btn group. A class of btn group there. Then under here now we can now have a class of btn danger, then we can now have what we call database toggle drop down. Then can have a class of drop down toggle. Then scroll drop down toggle. And that here, that URL have a class of drop down menu. Can have class of drop down item. So can copy here, and paste for the drop down. So we have how many li there. So you can see the drop down. You can see it's working. The drop down. So let's go down and we'll see how we have the btn outline. You can see class of btn group, then class of btn outline primary. So let's copy it and paste it for the rest outline. So changes. You can see all these are btn outline btn. Excuse me. So we have the btn check. You can see class BTN group, BTN group. Then under here, so the input you can now create a class of BTN check. So yeah, then we have a class of BTN outline primary. You can see, cool. So here also have a class of BTN check. So on the label, you can also have a class of BTN outline primary. You can see class of BTN check. BTN check, and label can now have a class of BTN outline primary. So let's check it out. There's an error there. Primary, okay. Primary. You can see our check. So our check is our check. Check, check, check. So you can check all. Check all. So let's deal with the radio now. The radio button is saying trimming. So we have the BTN group there. So the same thing goes to the radio. So we have the BTN group. Then under the input, can now have our class of BTN check. So on the radio, have a BTN outline primary. You can see that is for the radio. So the input, we have a class of BTN check. So the label, we have BTN outline primary. So last radio, add our class BTN check. BTN check. So BTN check. Where is the radio? Is the radio, okay? BTN check. This is the label now. So class of BTN outline primary. You can see it's our radio button. You see the radio button is working perfectly. So let's move to the split. So we can have our class of BTN group. So class of BTN primary. So that is our first BTN. Then now we can now have a class of BTN danger. So we have BTN danger now. So we now have the drop down toggler and drop down toggle, so you can have the data DES toggle, and as a drop down. So you can also have the drop down toggle split, drop down toggle split. So then you have here class of drop down menu, and have a class of drop down item, class of drop down item, class of drop down item. Here we can add a class of drop down divider. Then we can have our class of drop down item. Cool. So let's check it out. You can see it's working. You can see the drop down. The line here is the divider. You can see splitted. So that's it. So let's go down. That is everything about the button. So as this drop down, you can reverse the case by using it drop up. If you want to use the drop up, instead of typing drop down, you can type drop up at here, this place drop up, and here drop up toggle. So even at the class here, the beginning of the class here, you can also use drop down if you like, as the case may be. So or say apply. So that is all about the button section. So I will see you in our next lesson. In this class, we'll be dealing with navbar. So we'll be entering the navbar class in order to build up a Bootstrap navbar in our web page. So without further ado, let's get started. So enter the first class here. The first class will be navbar expand md. Then we now have bg info. Then the next thing we have here, we have the container, and we have the class of navbar brand and navbar test. So to centralize the navbar here, which is the title or the name of your company vertically. Then here we now have a class of nav. Then here you have class of nav item. Then the anchor tag, we have a class of nav link. So we have it, class nav item, class nav link, class nav item, class nav link. The last one, then we have a class of nav item and class of nav link. So now let's view it. You can see our navigation now. You can see the navigation. So let's view it. So let's view the nav properly. You can see. So let's get rid of this container here so that you see how fully it is on our. You can see now full the screen width. So that is the first nav. So the second one, I'm creating a nav with responsive. So let's copy this nav here. So let's paste it here. Responsive nav. So we can change this info now to sources, BG sources. So underneath here we'll have what we call button. So this button will have a class of navbar toggler and data bs toggle. We have what we call collapse. Then we now have data bs target. Then we'll say navbar collapse. Then we now have a span element with navbar collapse, navbar toggler icon. So we have a class of navbar toggler icon. So underneath here we have a div of collapse navbar collapse. Then we have the ID of navbar collapse. Navbar collapse, which is this ID here. So we can copy the close tag here of this div element and close it and wrap it up here. So you can check it out now. We have the navbar toggler. So let's view it now on the web and see what we have done so far. So let's add the break tag here. So let's check it out. You can see the element now, the sources. So let's resize it. You can see now. You can see this is the icon here. If you click at it now, you see drop down. You can see this is the responsive toggle of the nav bar. So I'm maximize it now. So if you check it out now, if we want to move this to here, we use what we call margin end here. So you can use the margin end. And I say auto. So let's check it out. Margin end auto. So if you use margin start auto, so let's check the margin start auto. Good. So it's margin start auto. So you can see push it to the end. So that is how about that. So let's move on. So the next is navbar with form. We're creating a navbar with form. So let's copy this. So let's paste it here. That we won't be repeating ourselves. So let's add the break tag. Here. So we can change this. BG now. We can now change it to warning. So you can see the different color. So now have a form. You have a form now. So if you look at it, you end here. So let's go down the form element. Now we can now have our form here. So you can say, you can now click here. We can now have a class. You can now say D inline, display inline. Then have our input. This is our input. Can have a class of form control. So form control. So then let's copy. Let's create another input. So let's just say, let's just use some email. Okay, password. Type as a password. Then have a class here, a class of form control. So then the last one here, we now have a button. Can now say sign in. So, or let's use submit. Then the button here now can now have a class of btn success. btn success. So let's check it out and see. You can see the form. So the form is not inline. So let's check it out. Let's say display flex. So check it out. You can see now that's display flex. So I see btn. So let's give a margin. Let's give a margin, and then we can now give it a 2. So let's do it. You can see. So the button also, you can see, give it a margin and -2. So let's do it out. So you can see our button awesome. You can see our form. You can see everything. You can see the navbar with form, and also have a responsive toggler. You can see it here. It's responsive. So that's how we can achieve that. So the next we'll be doing a form with drop down. So let's paste it again. So let's change the class here, change it to danger. Let's use danger. So the next thing we're doing now is a form with drop down. So how do we achieve that? So let's achieve that from here. So let's apply a class of drop down here, drop down. Then underneath here, we can now have a class of this drop down. We can now have a database toggle. Database toggle can now have drop down. So database toggle will have drop down. Then here we can have what we call the class here. This class already here. You can now say, have drop down toggle. Have a class of drop down toggle here. Then you can have since we have hash here, so we can just, if we don't have, we can leave it this way. So then underneath here you will create an order list. So another list here. We have another list here. So under list here we have a class of drop down menu. So have a drop down menu. Then we now have list. Then we have an icon also. So under here now we have a class. Let's add hash here. Then we have a class of drop down item. Then you can give it any name. Now say drop one. So let's copy, let's paste it, paste and paste. So drop 2, drop 3, drop 4. So you can see it now. You have a drop down and drop down toggle, then data toggle drop down. So let's view what we have done so far. Do we have a break here? So let's have a break here and save automatic. So you can see. So you can see the drop down. But it's not showing that drop down icon. So let's check out why the drop down icon is not visible. So let's check it out. So we have drop down. So drop down. So let's add drop down here. Let's check it out again. Drop down icon supposed to show. So what is the reason? So let's just go through. We have a class of drop down. The icon here we have drop. Oh wow, this is the error. Drop down. Saying I drop 1 is drop down. This is where we are having the error here. I think that is the error. The error you can see that's shown now. You can see the drop down is working appropriately. You can see drop down 1, drop down 2, drop down 3. So if we want to have another div here, let's have another div here. Let's get rid of this. We'll have a class of drop down divider. So let's check it out. You can see drop down divider as a class of drop down. Okay, it will be div, not L. It will be div element, not L element, just div element. So div element without an anchor tag, just say div, and we'll give it a class of drop down divider. So let's check it out now. Drop down. You can see the divider now. That's divided. So that is how to achieve that. So the next we'll be dealing with now. Let's scroll down. You have a drop down with color. So which I've already done with these different color classes. So we will jump that. There's no need of doing that, just to change the BG background. So the next thing we'll be dealing with is the feed stop. So let's copy one of the drop down, one of the navigation. So let's copy this. So let's move down and paste it here. So we paste it. So to achieve that, under here we just say fees dash stop. So let's check it out now. Check it out. So you can see when we can see it as feed stop already automatic. So let's change the color so that we know. Let's change it to dark. So let's check it out. You can see it's dark now. It's because it's feed stop. You can see it's fees. It's not scrolling. So that is that for you. So let's check the next one is fees button. So this fix button, so let's change it to fix button. So let's change it to light, bg light. So let's check it out. You can see it's fix button here because it's a light. So let's change it so that we see it properly. So let's give it a and primary color. So give it a primary color. You can see now. You can see fix top, fix button, fix top, fix button. So let's move on. So the next we'll be dealing now. I have the fix top, fix button. So this replication. So get rid of that. So the next now we'll be dealing with is the nav. So the navigation, we can have a class here. So we can call it navs. Under here we can click the class of nav item. So let's have the class here also, nav link, class of nav item, class of nav link, class of nav item, class of nav link. So the last one, have a class of nav item, then class of nav link. So let's check it out. Scroll. So there's something wrong with this last one, so let's check the error. Nav item, nav link. Cool. That is the error, double N. So now I think it will be appropriate. Now you can see this our navigation. So let's go. We have the horizontal alignment of the nav. So horizontal alignment. So let's go. So put it down here. Can have a class of justify content center. So let's check it out. You can see it's centralized. So let's paste it here. Let's have a break. Paste it again. So justify content end. So let's check it out. You can see the navigation. So let's go. So let's paste here again. So the vertical, the vertical nav, we can just say flex column. So let's check it out. You can see it's in column. We can have an active class. Can have an active class to it and see. So let's add the active class to the anchor element. Okay, active class now applying there. So let's move on. So the next is the nav justify. So I can say nav v nav p. So let's check it out. You can see through the screen. You can see that is the justification over the screen. So nav free p. So you can have what we call, if you want to have drop down, so let's copy here. So let's create the drop down. Let's create the drop down also. So let's create a drop down here. So let's have a class of drop down. Then here we have a class of drop down toggle. Drop down toggle. Database toggle drop down. Database toggle drop down. Then we can now have a class of drop down menu. We have li and anchor tag. Then we have a class of drop down item. Then we can now say drop. Let's copy, paste, close it, paste, open it. So you can see drop down toggle. So let's check it out. You can see it here. You can see it's drop down. So that is the drop down for it. So the next thing we're doing, let's have a nav, excuse me, a nav tag. So you need to have a nav tag. Let's copy it. So let's paste here. So let's get rid of this. Can now have a nav tabs. So have a nav tabs. So let's check it out. So you can see the nav tab. So let me add an active class to it. Nav tabs. So let's give this an active class. You can see. So let me get rid of the let's check it. Okay, so you can see color active. So active here, active class. So if you look at it now, if you look at the navigation, you will see it here. You can see it clearly now. You can see the active here. If you click here, there will become active. You can see it. Let's click here. Click here. You can see it. It's become active here. You can see it now. So you can see you also have a drop down. This is the nav tabs. So this is all about the nav bar in Bootstrap. So I will see you in our subsequent lesson.